Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about moves on the Jamaica Stock Exchange right now. If you have been following the news, you know that the junior market is about to get a bit more wooden. We're talking about Woodcats International Limited IPO. This is a company that has been a staple in the Jamaican manufacturing and logistics landscape for years. And now, they are giving the public a chance to own a piece of the action. But, as with any investment, the big question is, should you put your hard-earned money into this offer? Well, over the next couple of minutes, we're going to break down everything, from the company's history and their relationship with Derrimon Trading, to the financials, the risks, and the growth potential, to help you decide if Woodcaps belong in your portfolio. If you want more videos like this, please hit that like and subscribe to the channel. It will really help our community grow. Plus, you will receive notification when we release more content like this in the future. Now, let's examine the backbone of the Jamaican economy: logistics and distribution. Every time you see a truck on the highway loaded with drinks, flour, or construction material, these goods are sitting on something. Most of the time, that something is a wooden pallet. Woodcats International is a dominant player in the Jamaican pallet industry. They don't just make pallets. They provide a full cycle service that includes things like manufacturing, repairing, and even recycling the wood waste. They have been around since the early 2000s, but the real turning point for this company came a few years ago when Derrimon Trading Company Limited acquired a majority stake. Since then, Woodcaps have been integrated into the Derrimon ecosystem, which has been providing them with things like more capital, better management structure, and a steady stream of internal demand. Now, let's talk about the IPO itself.
Woodcats International is heading to the stock market. The Kingston-based pallet manufacturer is offering just over 833 million shares at 90 cents each in a combined IPO and offer for sale. The offer, which opens February 2 and closes February 20, aims to raise about $750 million. Most of the shares are reserved for strategic investors, partners, and employees, with the rest going to the general public. NCB Capital Markets is the lead broker. Woodcats says the funds will modernize its operations, boost production, and strengthen supply chains across Jamaica and the Caribbean. The company, founded in 1999 and now owned by Derrimon Trading, produces more than 300,000 pallets a year. It also manufactures planter boxes, sawdust, and outdoor furniture. Last year, Woodcats earned $1.08 billion in revenue, with profits up 26%. Investors can view the prospectus on the website of the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Woodcaps is seeking to list on the JSE junior market, and the offer price is said to be around 90 cents per share. Well, not around, it's actually 90 cents per share. For many retail investors, that under $1 price point is very attractive because it allows you to pick up a significant number of shares even with a modest budget. Well, me and you know that the amount of shares you have is not so important as the value of the shares, but it's a psychological thing, so let's work with it. The IPO is a combination of two things. First, Derrimon is selling down a portion of its existing shares, essentially cashing out some of its initial investment. And second, the company is issuing new shares to raise fresh capital. This fresh capital is what we really want to focus on as investors. According to the prospectus, and I'm going to encourage everybody to go ahead and read the prospectus. I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you can have a look at it. According to the prospectus, a major portion of these funds will go directly towards expanding their production capacity and potentially diversifying their product line. Why pallets? You might think it's just wood and nails. How profitable can that be? But that's the beauty of this business model. It is a recurring revenue machine. Pallets have a shelf life. They get broken. They get lost. And as the economy grows, more pallets are always needed. Woodcaps have built a moat around its business through its repair service. Many companies don't want to buy new pallets every week. They want to send their broken ones back to be refurbished. Woodcaps have the skill and the machinery to do this more efficiently than almost everybody in the region. Furthermore, they are looking at green initiatives. They take the wood that can't be repaired and they turn it into sawdust for farmers or mulch for landscaping. And for exporters who export fresh produce, they use the sawdust to put in like the boxes where they have the yams so it don't get scratched. So this is also a big market for them. This means that they're monetizing almost 100% of their raw material. And in a world where ESG of course stands for environmental, social and governance. In a world where ESG factors are becoming more important to investors, Woodcaps has a very strong story to tell. Let's look at the numbers. While we always encourage you to read the full prospectus for yourself, the historical performance under Derrimon's leadership has shown consistent revenue growth. One of the key metrics to watch here is the net profit margin. Because Woodcats deal with raw lumber, they are sensitive, of course, to global wood prices. We saw a massive spike in lumber costs during the pandemic, which squeezed the margins for wood-based businesses globally. However, Woodcaps have shown an ability to pass on some of these costs to their corporate clients. Their customer base is also another strength. They are not just relying on one or two small shops. They serve the giants of the Jamaican industry, the manufacturers and distributors who are not going anywhere. However, no investment is without risks. If you're considering buying into this IPO, you need to be aware of the Derrimon factor. On one hand, being a part of the Derrimon group gives Woodcaps stability. On the other hand, much of Woodcaps' business comes from its parent company and related entities. If Derrimon faces a slowdown, Woodcats might feel the pinch. Additionally, the junior market is well known for its volatility. While the 90-cent entry price is low, liquidity can sometimes be an issue once the initial hype of the IPO dies down. You have to ask yourself, are you looking for a quick flip on listing day? Or are you looking for a long-term dividend payer? Speaking of dividends, the company has expressed an intention to maintain a healthy dividend policy. For many Jamaican investors, particularly those of us looking for passive income, this is a major selling point. In a high interest rate environment, stocks that pay dividend have to compete with government bonds and fixed income instruments. At 90 cents, the dividend yield can be quite attractive if the company meets its profit targets. So, let's get into the part that you're all waiting for. Let's get into the should you buy section of the analysis. If you're a conservative investor who like tangible businesses, companies that make real physical products that people actually use, Woodcats is a strong contender. It is not a tech startup with no revenue. It's a mature business with a proven track record. If you already own Derrimon shares, you might see this as a way to double down on your success. Or you might see it as being too concentrated in one group. If you're a growth-oriented investor, you will be looking at their expansion plans. Woodcats is eyeing the wider Caribbean. If they can export their pallet management model to other islands that are currently importing expensive pallets from the US or Latin America, the growth ceiling of this company is much higher than just the Jamaican market. On the flip side, if you are worried about the global economy and the potential for a recession that could slow down trading and shipping, you might want to be cautious. Less shipping means fewer pallets needed. Also, keep an eye on the lead broker and the timing of the offer. IPOs on the JSE have a habit of being oversubscribed very quickly, sometimes within minutes. If you decide to go in, remember to have your JCSD account ready and your funds cleared well in advance. In conclusion, Woodcats International represents a unique opportunity to invest in the unsexy but essential side of the Jamaican economy. It's a business about efficiency, recycling, and supporting the logistics chain. At 90 cents per share, the barrier to entry is low, and the backing of Derrimon Trading provides a level of corporate governance that should give investors some peace of mind. However, always remember that the stock market involves risks. Don't invest money that you need for your rent or your groceries next month. So, what do you think? Are you planning to apply for shares in the Woodcats IPO? Or are you sitting this one out to see how it performs on the secondary market? Drop a comment below and let's get a discussion going. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the Jamaica Stock Exchange and local investment opportunities. We'll be tracking this IPO closely as it approaches its opening date, so stay tuned for updates. Thanks for watching and happy investing. Click the link on screen now to watch another Jamaican financial content. Catch you in the next video.